What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Tyreek, and I'm coming to you today with a brand new video, and we need to talk about the bear. Now, one thing I want to say real quick is that I'm extremely mad at myself because I did not watch this show when it first premiered on Hulu. When they first started rolling out the trailers and the ads for the show, I wasn't really intrigued by it. There was nothing that really made me say, ooh, I need to stop and watch this show. So I kind of let it pass by. And I'm honestly mad that I did, after seeing people say so many good things about the show and even having friends message me telling me that I needed to watch the show, I decided to give it a look, and I'm honestly glad that I did because this is probably one of my favorite shows on TV right now. The reason I was drawn to the bear is because I feel like it's incredibly unique. And I feel like it has a original concept, in a sea of TV shows that feel so formulaic and just basic. Lately, a lot of TV shows, they just feel predictable. I feel like The Bear stands out because it feels fresh. It has an innovative approach, and it's really art. This is one of those shows that I really feel like the entire cast and crew took the time to make something that's truly beautiful, make something that says something, and just make something that matters, I feel like they crafted a world that feels very familiar and unique, and it's just not like anything else that I'm seeing on TV currently. For those of you who don't know, The Bear revolves around the main character, Carmi, who's this young and tortured chef, at one of the best restaurants in the world. He comes back to his hometown in Chicago because he's taking over his older brother's restaurant after his older brother left it to him, after he decided to unfortunately take his own life. So you can get from that premise, there's a lot of trauma, there's a lot of personal struggles, and a lot of drama that comes with this show based off of that premise alone. You have people dealing with grief, trying to heal, on top of, trying to be successful. So the show also revolves around the kitchen staff that Carmi works with at his brother's restaurant, and they're all working together, or, he's trying to get them on board because he wants to turn, this restaurant into one of the best restaurants in the world as well. So the show is just a nice fusion of drama, comedy, there's a dash of reality, and everything just keeps you hooked from the very first episode. They blend the behind the scenes chaos of being in a restaurant with the compelling personal lives of the characters very well. And another thing that I really like about the show is that they're not afraid to talk about complex themes, and delve into these characters' inner struggles and their emotional journeys. And the show takes risk, and, they take these risks very well. And that's why I feel like, critics and audiences love the show so much. What we're going to do today, we're just going to dive into a few reasons why I feel like this is one of the best shows on TV at the moment. Reason number one why I feel like it's one of the best shows on TV right now is its very strong writing and storytelling. As a lot of you may know, a TV show's success really hinges on the quality of its writing and storytelling. And this is an aspect where I feel like The Bear really shines. As I mentioned before, the script is a nice blend of humor, drama, there's moments that tug at your heartstrings, and it feels like the writers really mastered the art of balancing those really intense moments with the characters' personal lives. They create a narrative that feels very authentic, and it really resonates emotionally. One of the show's greatest strengths lies in its ability to create characters with such genuine depth and complexity. Like, all of these characters are very dynamic. Each member of the cast feels like a fully realized individual. They all have flaws and aspirations that make them relatable and endearing. And as a viewer watching this show, you become so invested in their journeys and, following their growth and development throughout the series. The Bear also, navigates challenging topics, including, like I mentioned earlier, grief, trauma, toxic families, controversy, and it just all adds more layers of realism and, authenticity to the show. It doesn't shy away from addressing these difficult issues, and, it makes these characters' triumphs and struggles, more meaningful. I feel like the storytelling is what really earned The Bear its reputation as a show that keeps you, invested, and it's definitely something, that's going to keep me watching as the show continues to go on. Another reason why I feel like the show is just so great is the excellent acting. Excellent. I can't stress this enough. The acting of the cast is just nothing short of phenomenal. I can't stress that enough. All of the actors do a great job of breathing life into the characters, making them feel like real, genuine individuals, with their own hopes and dreams and everything. One of the standout features of the show is just their portrayal of the high pressure kitchen environment. Like, oh my God, this show gets so stressful sometimes. The actors convincingly, embody the stress and camaraderie and passion that come with working in such a, crazy setting, or more, I should say challenging setting, not crazy setting, just challenging. So watching this, you find yourself on an emotional journey alongside these characters. You feel their exhaustion, you feel their elation, you feel their frustrations, as if you're right there in the room with them going through, all this crazy stuff. The chemistry between the actors is amazing, and it just, once again, adds another layer of realism, to the relationships depicted on the screen. There's a real sense of, rapport and camaraderie between all of the actors, and you really get this sense that they're really like family. It just makes you care deeply about, each and everybody's well-being. The acting being so good also adds to the whole world of The Bear as well. The world that they bring you into, when watching The Bear, it just feels very real. It feels very lived in, and that all plays, that's all owed to the performances by the actors as well. Even the supporting cast members, the actors that we don't really see that often in the show leave a lasting impact. Everybody feels like they have their own history and story, and they just feel like very real people. And I think that's just a testament to the show's dedication to crafting, such a rich and immersive narrative. My next point, the high production values. From the very first frame of the show, I just thought that it was very beautiful. Every episode, I just think the cinematography is amazing. The set design is great. The composition of the shots, like everything just looks really good and beautiful, and you can tell how much time and effort was put into the show. When they start cooking, the food looks delicious. Like, it makes you hungry, makes you want to eat. I know that they had Chef Matty Matheson. He's one of the actors on the show, but he's actually a real life chef as well. I believe I read somewhere that he actually gave a lot of the cast some tips on, how to cook and like make it look more realistic. And I think that's just a nice, interesting little fact. It just looks great, and everybody's, giving their best, both in front of and behind the camera. So that's just another thing that I feel like makes the show stand out as well. It's just very well made. It looks really good, and there's nothing else for me to say really in regards to that. Another reason I feel like the show is so great is the emotional impact. This show is an emotional roller coaster. It's the definition of an emotional roller coaster. When you start watching this show, you'll see that, this show has the ability to evoke such strong emotions, and it's just outstanding, Even when you finish the second season, the last episode of the second season, the show is going to leave a lasting impact on you. Like, I finished it like a day or two ago, not even, and it's still on my mind. It's all I've been thinking about. Another show that did that for me recently was Snowfall, that just recently ended. Like, the last episode, like, you spent so much time, with these characters, watching them grow and go through all these, situations that, when it gets to the end, you see, where they leave off. It's like, dang, I feel like not every show does that well. Like, there's some shows that end and you're just like, okay. that's where they leave us. But like a show like Snowfall, and even The Bear, The Bear's still going on right now, but even where season 2 left off, I'm just like, all right, wow, like where do we go from here? Like I want to see more, and I really feel like that's another testament to how well the cast and crew are doing their jobs, because I'm so invested. Like I need to know what happens. Going back to what I was saying about the emotional impact, this show will make you laugh, it'll make you smile, it'll make you tear up, it'll make you angry. Like you're gonna feel a whole big well of emotions, and there's carefully woven moments of humor and lightheartedness in the show. There's a bunch of comic relief in the most chaotic scenes. Like there's much needed moments of comic relief, amidst the kitchen chaos and the characters' personal struggles. On the other end of the spectrum, the drama and the storytelling hit home, and it makes you genuinely feel for the characters, in their trials and tribulations. For example, when Carmi's stressing out because they're about to do the to-go orders for the first time, and they get this huge surge of orders coming in because I think it was Sydney that left the pre-order option open, so they're rushing trying to get all these orders out. You feel the stress as if you were in there yourself. Like I mentioned earlier, everybody's yelling at each other, cursing at each other, bumping heads and going at each other's throats, and it's super stressful. The anxiety level is up there and everything, and like you're just feeling that emotion. Like my heart was racing along with the characters. For another example, in a powerful scene during season 2, episode 6, episode that's full of tension and drama and stress, when everybody's sitting at the table and it's just very awkward and uncomfortable because there's beef between Michael and Bob Odenkirk's character, and Bob Odenkirk's character is telling Michael that he's nothing and everything, and everybody's just all quiet. It's a lot going on, but like you feel those emotions along with the characters in the scene, and I just feel like the show expertly handles the character development and allow you to grow alongside of these characters. For example, when I first started watching the show in season 1, I really didn't like Tina that much. But as her character evolved, I found myself warming up to her and ultimately rooting for her success. So this level of emotional investment in the characters is just another testament to how exceptional the show's storytelling and acting and direction and everything really is. But yeah, I could go on and on about this show and how great it is, but you guys should really check it out for yourselves. These are the reasons why I feel like, The Bear on Hulu has become one of my all-time favorite shows already. Like I said, it's unique concept, strong writing, excellent acting, high production value, and its emotional impact. It just make it a must watch for anyone looking for a very gripping and immersive experience, and just an all-time, overall good show to get into. So yeah, if you're looking for a show that'll take you on an emotional roller coaster and leave you wanting more, The Bear is undoubtedly that show for you. I really appreciate you guys for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this review and listening to my thoughts on the show. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and let me know in the comments if you've watched The Bear and what you think about it. Until next time, peace.